Yeah. The hate out here is so real. It's really getting ridiculous. And we going live. What up, YouTube? Topaz Yates back with another live stream here, man. For those of you who don't know how this goes down, for the first half an hour, usually around that, I'm going to be talking about one particular topic, and this particular topic today is about all the Drake hate that I've been seeing all around the internet as it's getting ridiculous. But then after that, I'll probably begin to play and do some training with Sakura as I'm trying to be a top level gamer when it comes to Street Fighter in general. But let's look at this Drake album, bro. An album that actually got a positive review from me. As you guys know, I don't give out positive reviews like that very often. Like, it doesn't matter if you one of my favorite MCs that I talk about. This is why, like, King Lo sent me a very angry message because I didn't like one of his projects. How many of my favorite artists, I'll give them negative reviews because I expect more from them. Drake is not my favorite artist. But this was clear as day that this project was, one, better than Kanye's. Two, there was some solid songs in there that's going to rock for the long term. Like, the obviousness of it was written on the wall. When it went viral, when it first dropped, a lot of people were enjoying it, and these were not all just Drake fanboys that just enjoy everything that Drake drops. Like, people who are open and honest about their music, say a guy like Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs had positive views on this last album, in which Freddie Gibbs is like a troll online for a lot of people when the music isn't popping. When things ain't going the way he wants it to go, he will troll you and get notoriety from it. But he agreed that the album was pretty hot. Which, it is what it is. I mean, you can't... Everybody feels their own way about certain projects. Everyone feels their own way about everything, which I'm not going to take that away from people. You have your own right to feel the way you want to feel about any album. Good or bad, I ain't mad at you. But there comes a point where you are beginning to pile on against an album for the sake of piling on against it. Like, it reminds me of when Ja Rule was getting dissed by 50 Cent. Like, nobody cared that Ja Rule had paperwork on 50 Cent for snitching. Nobody cared that Ja Rule and them was actually dropping some pretty decent music. Nobody cared about that. Because 50 Cent was the new power and everybody said, screw Drake. Everybody said, screw Ja Rule, all at the same time for no particular reason. Like, that kind of phenomenon is what I see that's going on with this project here. Because a lot of people are trying to compare it to Kanye West's project, saying Kanye is more, you know, he's... Especially when it comes to Needledrop. Needledrop was saying, oh, this Kanye album, he's distancing himself from the beef. Even though he got beef balls all throughout. Even though he's saying, oh, I'll call the GDs on Drake if need be. Like, even though he does that on a bunch of tracks, Needledrop is just overshadowing that. Trying to overshadow that 100% so that he can play favorites instead of listening to the music and seeing, oh, Drake's music is actually completed. There's actual concepts in there. Like, a lot of it is harping on the beef. I'm not denying none of that. Like, Needledrop was correct on that. A lot of this is harping on the beef that he has with Kanye West. But yet, there's a bunch of songs in there that's not. There's a bunch of songs in there that are creative. A bunch of songs in there that are actually dope, standalone dope songs. But he's not even delving into it. Like, I mean, I literally just watched the review because I already know how he do. I already knew he was going to come in and slander this one all the way. It is what it is. And he has the right to do so. But we got to call this out, though. Like, the reason why he's slandering it all the way is because he's clearly on Kanye's side of the beef. He doesn't care about the music at all. Because if he cared about the music and everything going on, he would have called out Kanye West for his beefs as well. But besides that, like his main complaint is, oh, he's doing everything the same way that he did back in 2001. These songs are not intriguing. There's nothing new or different about it. But he just breezes past Race My Mind. Like, he didn't even attempt to understand the concept that was going on in this song. Now, me personally, I feel as though the concept in which people bring about towards music is actually kind of important. If you think about things in a unique way and you put it to quality music, that could be dope. That's creative in its own right. But he just bypassed that to the point that I question if he even really understands what Race My Mind is ultimately talking about. Did he even spend the time on it? And this is the person that everybody be telling me, like, yo, why are you rushing your reviews out there? Like, it's so fast. You gotta let it resonate within you so that you can understand everything that's going on. He clearly didn't understand Race My Mind. And he just breezed past it saying that, oh, it just sounds like something that somebody else did that no one in hip hop even really knows. Am I the only one that feels that way? Like, Race My Mind is an intriguing concept where he's saying, where it's pretty much his mind is racing because his woman went out and she's drunk and she's doing all that, and he's wishing that she would race home just as fast as his mind is racing about her being out and about. Enjoyed the production, enjoyed the follow through. I enjoyed that whole thing all the way through. But that in its own right takes away everything that he's saying here. You feel me? And then Needledrop also wants to say how Drake is getting outshined by every single feature. Every single feature? Are you kidding me? Like, we're not getting the greatest of Drake here. I'm not denying any of that. Like I said in my review, my favorite album was like the super early albums. You feel me? Like, my absolute favorite album was the what was the name of it? Hold up. I cannot believe I cannot remember the name of this album. And they're not letting you, and they changed the whole format. Okay. Got so much music on my mind, bro. Thank Me Later. Thank Me Later. Thank Me Later was my favorite Drake album. He's never going to top it. As I said in my review, I don't think he's ever going to top that. It is what it is. But you have to take the music for the face value of what it is. There's 4 solid tracks on here. Kanye only had 2. If you want to compare the 2, let's keep that 1,000. But that's in the context of the beef. But when you look at the context of music overall, of all the top albums that have came out, like, Okay, I like the Big Crit album. A lot of people didn't listen to that. That got 3 songs on it that was dope. If you want to go into different genres, Doja Cat's latest album, Planet Her, wasn't all that bad. It had 3 songs on there. The Her album, Back of My Mind, that had 4 songs on there. I will say Lil Baby, Lil Durk had 5 songs, but they're not particularly songs that I'm going to consistently listen to all the time. Do you see where I'm going at with this? The best albums and stuff to drop, maybe like 5 tracks max. Like J. Cole's new album, 5 songs. That's probably the favorite right now for album of the year. Let's not deny that at all. But, bruh, like for me in general, I don't know about you, but 5 songs tends to be the max of quality music that comes out from the music industry, particular albums right now. That happens so often because the quality of music is down. It is what it is. But in that context, like Drake's project is very superior to a lot of projects that's been coming out there. But everybody is mad at it. Why? Because he got the whole Tom Brady effect thing going on. In which I dislike Tom Brady too. Like, did you guys see that Tom Brady gave away his phone number? And I've been trolling him with messages because, like, he wins a lot. I dislike the way that he wins. A lot of cases you can draw back to, oh, Deflategate. Oh, you did footage of teams. You got caught. They've been caught cheating so many times, but they just let them rock because they the Patriots, and I dislike that. But I'm not going to take away the fact that Tom Brady just won the Super Bowl. I'm not going to take away the fact that Tom Brady is probably going to be dominant this year. Just like I never liked like Drake's whole Marvin Room whole sound where he tries to be super sensitive, making all these dry songs. I really don't like that style caliber of joint. But I ain't gonna take away the fact that he's been hitting you over the head with bangers for years. And this project in particular doesn't stray that far away from it. It may be somewhat more of the same in some instances, but in some instances, it's not. Like say that You Only Live Twice. No Friends in the Industry. Those are songs that he has done before now. These aren't unique tracks to what Drake has done before in the past. But are they less fire because of it? I don't think so. Like, look, if you can deliver a quality version of a song and you are still kicking it on the best level that there is that's coming out there, I'm not gonna hate on you for doing that. My problem comes when you got a guy like Meek Mill who's doing the same song, but yet it's clearly nowhere near as good as it was in times previous. It's clearly not as good as what other people are doing out there in the game. That's where I'll have my issues with that. But when it comes to this Drake album, he did it the same way, but did it just as well as all the others, if not with him and his whole reputation. For people to deny this is ridiculous. And then you see people honestly scraping at the bottom of the bill here. Like when you see when you see Pusha T liking a tweet and people decided to run with it, that he liked it and retweeted it and all that, when he's talking about, yo, I damaged Drake's image so much, I forced him out of hip hop. Like, what? So you telling me that Drake is not rapping on this album? That's what Pusha T is trying to tell us. That Drake is not rapping on this album. So therefore, I push Drake out of hip hop in general. Like, he's clearly rapping on the vast majority of this album. He clearly dropped a better album than your Paymaster, Push. He's clearly doing better than your Paymaster as well, Push. Let's go ahead and look at these numbers, because clearly this is what individuals like Pusha T loves, right? This is what they were always talking about. Like, they wanted to rule the summer. The summer is ours. With the where y'all sparked the whole beef with Drake and all that stuff. The surgical summer, y'all want to drop and do better numbers than Drake ever did. Y'all want to sabotage Drake. Okay, Drake came out at the same time that y'all did. Actually gave you a head start because your label knew y'all wasn't gonna eat. The label knew y'all wasn't gonna eat, so they dropped it early. And what happened? Kanye moved 327,000 in his first week. An album that was projected to do big numbers. An album that was supposed to dominate. But then in comes Drake for this week, 575,000 to 625,000. The numbers are not certified yet. And yes, this is a drop from Scorpion, where Scorpion was 732,000. But that was pre-pandemic. The numbers have changed while we are still in the pandemic, but yet Drake's still crushing you. So all you got in order to compete against this, all you got to say is, oh, all you can do is retweet somebody who's clearly a pole jocker of yours. All you can do is retweet it saying that I forced him out of hip hop, when clearly he's rapping on the vast majority of the album. Like, people need to really get over themselves. Now, what I will say is that the promotion game that Kanye did was 10 times way better than what Drake ever did. And then what I also say is Needledrop is right. Like, we're not getting 100% effort out of Drake out of this one all the way either. But for what he did, it's better than what y'all do. Like, Drake is about to curate Monday Night Football. For those of you who didn't see the news, he's about to do all of the music for Monday Night Football. And I mean, that is what it is, but that's promotion. Like, I'm not a big fan of football or hip hop being associated with football, with what they did to Kaepernick, with what all been going on in terms of the racism that's within the NFL. I am not for that at all. I would much rather not tie anything hip hop related to the NFL. But if we're talking about just promotion and competing with each other, that's pretty big. Not as big as going on tour with the pre-album, doing album release parties or whatever. That was massive. This is still pretty big though. It's still competitive. And the fact that he's not in debt for all of his promotion, most likely, when we can make an argument for Kanye being in debt for his, but yet he's selling more. Who do you think has the advantage here? Needledrop. Because clearly, Needledrop, you were a Kanye fanboy and you rather be on Kanye West's quote unquote side instead of breaking down the music and being a reviewer. And that's what annoys me the most about Needledrop. Bruh, like, you want to be logical and you want to look at these albums in a logical standpoint because you're the music nerd and all of that, quote unquote. But yet you go on to emotional rants about, oh, I just wish Drake would not talk about Kanye West and why he's so stuck on Kanye West and all that. That's clearly the draw to this album. That was clearly the draw to Kanye West's album. And clearly Kanye West was talking about that. What up, Ben? What's good? It's all good, brother. You can watch the playback. You already know how we get down. Like, bruh, why? Why is the hate so vicious towards Drake? Because, again, he's the Tom Brady of the music industry. He keeps winning. He stays on top. People want him to fall off. People want him done and over with. And hey, bro, I mean, it would be nice if someone did come in and take over and pretty much wash up Drake because, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes we all want something new. Sometimes we get tired of individuals. You feel me? Sometimes we do get tired of people. I'm not knocking that at all. I would much rather have that. I would much rather have somebody come in like Freddie Gibbs, come into the game and knock off all the top people because he dropped a classic album. If he drops a classic album this year, if it does come out this year, or whenever it does drop, if he can take control of the industry and become the man, I'm all for that. But we can only take what we got. Just because you dislike Drake doesn't take away from the fact that he dropped one of the better albums this year. It would be so much better if he cut it to like 10 songs. But if we talking pound for pound, track for track, the best albums that came out this year only had 5 solid songs on them. I'm on record saying that Drake probably got about 4 of them for this particular project. So you can't turn down good music because you want to see Drake's downfall. Like, doesn't that make you biased? And to be real with you, that's exactly, and I'm okay with fans of music being biased. Like, hey man, all subscribers, you ain't got to like a person, and because you don't like them, you can be mad at them all you want. Don't deny the good music though. Like, at least give it a legit chance. But most people don't. Whatever, you a fan, that's whatever. But the people that's doing the reviews, the people that's getting the hundreds of thousands of views, the people that people try to cling to, like, oh, this guy knows everything, so therefore you don't know what you're talking about. When that person is clearly biased towards his hate towards Drake more than actually breaking down the music, when one of his key complaints is there's nothing unique or thought-provoking about the album, but yet he doesn't actually break down the concepts of the thought-provoking songs, therein lies the problem, don't it? Therein lies you're just riding along with the wave of people who's hating instead of thinking for yourself. What up, Diplomat? What's good, brother? Like, it's super frustrating when people don't give the music the chance because the name that's tied to it. Like I said earlier in this joint, man, nobody listened to the Big Crit album like that. The style that's not quite free. And there's a lot of good music on there. People didn't listen to that because it's Big Crit. He's been in the game for a very long time. People think they know everything there is to know about Big Crit. He's not getting the promotion by the mainstream record labels. So therefore, we can just ignore this all away. And then you wonder why, like, the music that keep coming out is trash. You wonder why all music keeps getting sabotaged. And it's because all you do is listen in for these people like Needledrop to tell you what's good and what's bad without actually thinking for yourself, without actually listening to it, not realizing that these individual people have their own agenda and why they dislike Drake and why they want Drake to be finished, instead of saying, you know what, I want Drake to be finished, But yet, I can't deny the fact that some of these songs are fire. Like I will do. Like I will tell you straight up, like there was a long period of time when Drake was dropping Marvin Room and all of those songs that kept going along those same lines where I'm like, yo, I'm so sick and tired of this super sensitive, dry music that really just ain't for me. And then they started playing it in the club and at the brunches and all of this stuff, and that it doesn't quite fit with anything that's going on. Like, I just don't like this mood that Drake is putting on. And then when he decided to go and steal from the diaspora to pretty much do that kind of music and stuff, try to take control, be the face of it when he's clearly a culture vulture for doing that, I disliked all of that, and I wish that Drake would have been finished by then. But then when he dropped back to back, I'm like, oh, you can't deny him. And now that he dropped this, a solid 4 songs on there that rock, that I can't deny, that I can't say, as much as I wanted him to actually fall off, that let the next young, hungry MCs come in and dominate, as much as I want that to happen, y'all wouldn't let that happen. Drake wouldn't let that happen because he's still too good. He's still dropping good music. But all the media, all the people out there who have their own personal distaste, who really don't like him, who would much rather see Kanye. Yeah, a lot of people were really banking on Kanye being the thing to knock Drake off of the map. A lot of people was really counting on that, and then Kanye came out with nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing. Like today, I just deleted another song off of the playlist for the Kanye album because it just ain't hitting. Like the only things living on my playlist right now is OK and Hurricane. That's it from the Kanye West album. And I wouldn't be shocked if one of those fall off in the next month as well, man. But this is what people were holding up, saying that this was better. What does he say all the time? Sonically, this is better than the Drake album. What the fuck does sonically mean? Sonically means it sounds better? You mean these artists who spend millions of dollars in luxury studios, who's getting production from the top producers in the world, sonically, one sounds worse than the other. This is what you're telling me. Sonically is just Needledrop's excuse for telling you he doesn't like the album, but he tries to make it sound like it's something smart. He tries to make it sound like he's actually doing something by saying that. You feel me? Like, none of that makes sense at all. Now, I didn't watch his Kanye review, but if he said anything like that was sonically amazing, then you should know that it's whack. Like, because there are instances, man, like on the song that he got The Weeknd on it. Which song was that? I think it's the Hurricane song. I am not entirely sure. Let me, because they hid the features. All right, but I think it's the Hurricane song. When the hook comes in, and that last part of the hook, it sounds like, how can we say? It sounds like it was recorded on a poor microphone. It sounds like the mastering process of it didn't go all the way through. That's why I feel as though the album feels like it was unfinished. Especially when you got the mixers and engineers coming out talking about how they got fired and Kanye saying, oh, you just need to go find God, you're fired. Or how he's at the listening event calling up his engineers saying, oh, there's a mixing error, like at the actual live event the night that the album was supposed to be released. He's calling up his mixer, at least calling up Mike Dean, or was it Mike Dean? I forget exactly his name. But he's calling up people last minute in order to fix the audio. But I guarantee you, I ain't gonna guarantee you, because I didn't watch the review. I didn't watch it, but if he says that the Kanye West album was sonically good, when we know he was on tour with the album telling his mixers that he needed to be mixed better, how some of the songs off the album, it just sounds like it's incomplete. He clearly doesn't know what he's talking about. And he's applying his hate towards Drake to trying to make the Kanye West album to be better than what it actually was. And he's grabbing at any cue. He's grabbing at anything possible in order to slander an album that was done better. That the time was actually took to actually make it feel like a complete body of music. Good or bad, it at least is finished. But somehow, the finished album gets a worse ranking album review than an unfinished Kanye West album that was forced out by the record labels, as Kanye even said this wasn't his vision for the album. Word. Am I tripping? Am I tripping, or is the media of people who are out here trying to tell you what music to listen to is being selective on what they want you to hear? I don't think I'm tripping. Like, the logic around it is befuddling. But that is what it is, man. As I came up to my half hour, I'm going to go ahead and nope, that's not what I need. There we go. Let's go. And, in fact, let me get some music jumping. But that's it for me for today, man. If you have any comments, bro, you know how I do. I'll answer them. But besides that, I'm gonna try to get it in. I've been studying a little bit, playing. I did come back and play yesterday. I just didn't stream it because I wanted to listen to my playlist. And I did okay. I'm still struggling on this level. Like, I'm still struggling on this level. But, to exercise. Yeah, there we go. Like, I'm still struggling on this level, but I think I'm going to progress. Like, I just got to continue to put in the time, put in the work, you know, continue to do me. I'm not gonna do too much of a warm-up because I'm starting late. Had a fantasy football draft today. Which my fantasy football draft came out okay. Like I drafted at number 11. So there was some slim pickings later on, but I prepared for that. You know, how you do one thing is how you do all things. And you know how in depth I go with fighting with you know how in depth I go in Street Fighter to music to everything. I do the same thing with fantasy.
You are close to ranking in the
I wouldn't be surprised if I dominate like in 3 different.
world.
I wouldn't be surprised if I dominate all season this year in fantasy football. Let's be real. But I may not.
Round 1. Fight! Pyrokinesis! Pyrokinesis! Cryokinesis! Cryokinesis! Scatter! Pyrokinesis! Round 2. Fight! Pyrokinesis! Cryokinesis! You win!
Now I think for the next live stream, which I don't know when it's going to be, because I'm going to try to do hip hop stocks tonight, but I'm gonna try to give people more forewarning of when I'm going to go live.
Pyrokinesis! 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 Can you endure the pain? Cryokinesis! Round 2. Fight! Cryokinesis useless! shall persevere.
It is final round. Fight!
Cryokinesis! Pyrokinesis! Pyrokinesis! Cryokinesis! Cryokinesis! It is God's will. Time to return to harmony. Seraphic wing! Cryokinesis! 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 Cryokinesis!
You win!
In the top 10,000 in North America.
My iron body!
Round one. Fight! You win. Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! Final round. Fight! You win!
This is your 30th match against Akira.
Round one. Fight! Round 2. Fight!
Ready to go!
Damn the dance. But I played that sloppy.
You lose. Round 1. Fight!
Ah, I shouldn't have bet it all there. I need to stop betting it all.
You lose.
A melody Kulisa was good. Yeah, you right, man. You gotta like he was good at defense. He was really good at it. Like you got to make the pressure feel like you gotta stay on his ass. But it is what it is. I gambled way too much. I'm happy that my strategy is working out though. How when she tries to do the charge up fireball, like I'm automatically reacting to that with the forward roll so I can punish that every time. That was pretty much an experiment of a match to deal with her to see if I could do that consistently. You feel me? Like I'm not entirely mad about that loss.
Top 50,000.
But then she also knew that after EX Dragon Punches, I can't dash forward. And she exploited me on that shit. Like, I need to make better decisions.
Round 1. Fight.
Shit. Oh my god.
Round 2. Fight. See, he trying to bait me into the ultra. That's the only chance he had. You win. Round 1. Fight!
Round 2. Fight!
Oh my god, come on.
Power! Muscle power, volume!
He got lucky.
Final round. Fight! You win!
Thanks, homie. Thanks, homie. Sometimes I do work. Sometimes I do work. See, it's all about being patient against Zangief. I can outrange him, out-fireball him, as long as I don't let this motherfucker jump in randomly. Or if he doesn't activate in between a fireball, then I should be good. Like, I'm good enough, at least against my level Zangiefs, I'm good enough to keep you at arm's length. You feel me?
Another fight has come in your way.
You are close to ranking in the top 50,000 in the world.
Round 1. Fight! Hadouken! Hadouken!
the leg.
That will work.
Hadouken! Hadouken!
Round 2. Fight.
Sorry, sorry. Sorry, Sakura. Sorry, sorry.
Hadouken!
Hadouken.
Oh my god.
Hadouken! Hadouken!
That will work.
Hadouken!
Sorry, sorry.
Hadouken!
Sorry, sorry. Shimpa. Shimpa. Sorry, sorry. Sorry, Sakura.
You win.
Connections to Panama suck.
You successfully blocked the opponent's rank up.
Round 1. Fight.
Hadouken!
Sorry, sorry.
Hadouken!
Hadouken. Hadouken.
Hadouken!
Sorry, sorry.
Round 2. Fight.
Leg. Damn it. That was whack.
You lose.
This one isn't as good. He's not as good. I just stunk it up that time on top of not being able to
Round
execute.
1. Fight.
Come on, dude. X Dragon Punch and I didn't get it.
Final round. Fight.
Hadouken!
That will work. Sore, sore.
Hadouken!
Tengo. Sore, sore.
Hadouken!
Hadouken.
Charge now! Hadouken!
That will work.
Right there!
That will work.
I blocked that.
Hadouken! Hadouken!
Oh my god.
Hadouken! Hadouken! Oh yeah!
That was bad. That was bad.
You lose.
That was bad.
Close to ranking in the top 50,000 in the world.
Round one. Fight.
Hadouken! Hadouken!
Hadouken!
Yay!
Hadouken! Hadouken!
That will work.
Hadouken!
Sore, sore. Yeah. That will work.
Break you!
That will work. Yay! Soya! Hadouken! Yeah.
Break you!
Tengo.
Hadouken!
That will work.
Hadouken!
Soya! Hadouken!
Oh, that's cool.
That will work. Straight through. Now. Yeah. Sore, sore. Easy. Soya! Hadouken! Sore, sore.
I gotta figure out how to punch that. Right?
Round two. Fight.
Not yet! Not yet! Hadouken! Hadouken! Oh yeah! Hadouken! Oh! Yeah! Not yet! Hadouken! Yeah! Hadouken!
Oh, that's on me.
Final round. Fight.
That will work. That will work.
Fuck. That was a fireball. Oh my god, that was a fireball. Oh.
Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight.
See, I bet it all way too often.
Final round. Fight.
Damn it. Not yet. I got you. Hadouken! 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 Break you! Shoryuken!
Fuck.
Hadouken! Oh yeah! Hadouken! Hadouken! Not yet! I got you! Hadouken! Not yet! Hatsuki! Not yet! Right! Hadouken! Hadouken! Oh, now the fight's begun! Break you! Tricle! Tricle! Tricle!
I shouldn't have lost to him
You
the
win.
second time. I really shouldn't have lost to him.
See, and these are matches that I should be dominating, to be real. That's why I know I'm not ready for
Round
Diamond.
1. Fight!
Not yet! Shoryuken!
That will work.
Right here! Hadouken!
That will work. Right there.
Nice hit! Not yet! Hadouken!
Sore, sore.
Hadouken! Hadouken! Hadouken!
Hey, hook. Sore, sore. Easy. Sore. Tenga. Hook. Sore, Sakura.
Not yet!
Nice
hit.
Sore, sore.
Oh, now the fight is done! I go! Oh, yeah!
Round 2. Fight!
Tenga. Hadouken. Hadouken.
Iku! Kado! Not yet! Shoryuken!
That will work. Day. Tenga. Hadouken.
Tatsuki!
Hook. Straight through.
Hadouken! Hadouken!
Hadouken.
Trap! Hadouken!
Sore, sore. Area.
Strike! Hadouken! Oh! Hadouken!
Hook. Area. Sore, Sakura.
Not yet!
Straight through. Down. Hook. Sore, sore. Six. Yeah.
Oh yeah, now the fight is done!
Hadou. Day. Sore, sore.
Oh! Trap! Tatsuki! I go! Hadouken! Not yet!
See, I should have EX Dragon Punched instead of regular Dragon Punch. I would have won that.
Final round. Fight!
Tenga. Hadouken. Hadouken. Sore.
Hadouken!
Sore, sore.
Hadouken!
Area.
Oh yeah!
Day.
Strike! Hadouken!
Work. Tenga. Hadouken.
Tatsuki!
Hadouken.
Trap! Hadouken! Hadouken! Hadouken!
Day. Sore. Hadouken.
Hadouken! 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 Got you! Hadouken! Hadouken! Not yet! Shoryuken!
Oh, I can't punish that shit. God damn.
Hadouken.
Shoryuken!
What the?
Hadouken!
That will work. Hadouken. Exit.
Oh my god. See, that match came down to like 3 mistakes. The first mistake, I didn't EX Dragon Punch to take the match, take that whole damn thing. Second mistake, I didn't punish the Whip Light Dragon Punch, which I didn't punish that twice in this match. Third mistake is input error at the end. But that summed up that entire thing, man. I should have crushed that. How long we going? Yeah, I think I got one more left in me before I got to go ahead and grab something to eat before I start working on tomorrow's shows. One more.
Another fight is coming your way.
And of course it's Han. See, and I bet you this is the same Honda from yesterday that was trying to spam me out. Yep, same one.
Top 50,000 in the world.
Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! Headbutt! Final round. Fight!
Oh my god.
You lose.
So what is he doing? Like he's mashing grab while doing the headbutt motion every time he comes down? Is that how he's able to tech every time and then random headbutt? Is he doing them both at the same time? And then you're gonna run. Alright, bro. But it is what it is. I'm about to go ahead, grab some food, eat some lunch. But I'll probably be back streaming tomorrow, maybe. Maybe after I post up some videos. Never know. But be easy, bro. In a minute. Yes, he's spamming move after each other. Like, I mean, but you know, that's what Honda does. Like Honda, all he does is the same thing Alex does. Spam special move, spam special move, spam special move. If they get lucky enough to get close to you, they win. But I'll holla at you, bruh.